Hello and happy Independence Day, my friends. It's July 4th, 2020, and I wish I could tell you that it's a typical day, but I don't really wish that, because at the end of the day, what's going on out here in our external world, yes, we've created a lot of that, but we can also either choose to react to that emotionally, or we can respond to that by thinking, where is the meaning in this? And most importantly, my favorite question of all, where can I find the good in this situation? And sometimes you gotta look really deep and you gotta look really hard to find that good. And I wanna share with you, if it's cool with you, just a really quick story about how this all came about. Not the whole everything going on in the whole world, but how I got here and how that ties in to the fact that it is July 4th, 2020, and that it is Independence Day, and that I'm speaking with you wherever you may be from the United States of America. A long, long time ago in a land far away, sounds like Star Wars, but it's actually Cairo, Egypt. In a land called Cairo, Egypt, my ancestors, going all the way back to the ancient Egyptians, were from this beautiful country of Egypt. And way back, just one generation ago, but many, many years ago, in 1962, my father, who's no longer here, God rest his soul, Gamal Eid is how you would say it in Arabic, and my mother, Mimi Solomon, came here together as newly married newlyweds. And it was kind of an arranged situation. That's what they did back in the day. And even before my father passed, my parents got divorced. But here's what's really important, and I never lost sight of this, even at the time when I was a little boy, is that they came here, that they got here, and that I was born here. And the more that my life has gone on, every day, literally, I'm more grateful than the day before for the fact that they came here and that I grew up here and not in Egypt. And I say that with all the love in the world for Egypt and all my family that's still there, my friends that are there. But here's what I will say about that, is that evolution is very, very important. In Egypt, there was a leader there who just passed away earlier this year, in February, in fact. His name was Hosni Mubarak. And President Mubarak, he was president, not until his death, until a few years ago, and he was removed. And it was a power struggle, and you would think that they got him out of there, and there was democracy and fairness that came about. That didn't happen. But they removed him as part of the power struggle, but also because all he did was took the wealth of this beautiful country and captured it for his own personal use. And he just proved that greatness in life doesn't come from having a big pile of money. Because when he died, he wasn't regarded as a great man, as a great person. Because a great person is going to be someone who makes other people's lives greater. That's the true measure of the wealth that someone not only has, but gives. Now, as time's going on, I've wanted to know, well, what has it meant to me to come to this country? Because this country has been involved in a state of evolution and revolution for many years, including right now. Maybe one of our most important revolutions. It's an equality revolution that's going on. Some people say some people take it too far. Some people say it should have started years earlier. Some people say all kinds of different things. But here's what is certain. It is written in our Constitution, and it's written in our Emancipation Proclamation, that everyone in this country should be free, and that everyone in this country should be equal. It doesn't matter what country they came from, because people, when I've grown up, and even at various times, possibly many of them that I haven't known about, have had prejudice toward me because I'm not pure whatever. I'm olive skin, I'm a foreigner, even though I'm not, but my parents. You know what? We're all foreigners in some way. Unless I'm speaking with you and you are Native American all the way up the family tree, then everyone that I'm talking with is a foreigner. You hear me? So, as we look at the evolution of how we've come to be here, first of all, I'm so grateful to have been born into the land of opportunity, born here with a U.S. passport, to live in a home, a beautiful place. Anywhere in America, Florida is a choice. I lived in Delaware for many years, and I was cold and it was gray, and I still have lots of friends in Delaware, and it's awesome. I wouldn't be here without my 17 and a half years in Delaware and my mother who's in Delaware. Every step has mattered. And every step has mattered in the evolution of this country too. Every step has mattered. You may or may not know the whole history, but 56 of our founding fathers of this country, 56 of them, men, signed the Declaration of Independence. And every one of those men, to a man, put his life on the line, put his neck on the line, because if they were transported to England and tried, they would be found guilty of treason by the British courts back in the day, and they would have been hanged, all 56 of them. This is no small thing, and they took this risk. And this is one of the youngest countries in the world. There's so many countries that have a vast history going back many hundreds of years or even thousands. The United States, hundreds, just a few hundred. And we did so many things wrong. We came here and killed the people that were living here, took their horses, took their land, took whatever we wanted, and then made a monument to ourselves about it. We're so proud of ourselves over it. There's no pride in that, but it is history, and it's part of the evolution that got us here. And those who do not learn from history, it is said, are condemned to repeat it. And now we're going through another cleansing. We're looking at the fact that so many of our founding fathers, many of them, had slaves, treated other people as chattel, treated other people as possessions, as something that you would own like your pet. There are people that hold pets right now in higher regard than people were held then, especially people of color. I have no idea what would have happened if the Egyptians would have come here. They might have said, hey, you're close enough to being dark, get to work, get out in the field. I don't know. And there's no way to absolutely erase the torrid history of all the things that we did wrong in order to try to get to what's right. But I do know that all along the way, as a country, that what we've been seeking is freedom. And there's always a price to be paid, because I say this to you, freedom is not free. It never has been, and it never will be. But I want to invite you to choose your freedom now, to claim your freedom, not just in spite of the fact that we're on lockdowns and pandemics and civil rioting and dissension and division, but because of those things, I want to ask you to look for the good. And I want to ask you to come from love. And I want to ask you to come from unity. United States unity. United as one. We are all as one. It's my favorite number in the whole world. One. One. We're one people, one love, one country. And one day, soon, we're going to realize all that we're capable of. In the meantime, I just wanted to share with you a little bit of my story of how America came to be my home for my beautiful father. and my amazingly beautiful mother, and my brother and sister, my older brother and my younger sister, are both part of this same first generation. And I can't even describe, I don't even have enough words to describe to you from my own vocabulary how grateful I am to be in this country, to be alive, and to know you, and to be able to experience your support, your suggestions, your love, even at times your emotions taking us in some new direction. Because when you express your emotions, you're expressing how you feel. And I receive that. And I want you to know that I encourage you in all of your pursuits, as long as your pursuits are worthy. They're worthy of you, your heart, your life, your time, and that they're within the laws of man, and they're within the laws of the universe, that they don't hurt anyone, they don't take from anyone. If you ever find yourself moving in that direction of hurting other people and taking other people, then not because I'm telling you it, but because I'm sharing with you that the universal law will take from you, and you'll experience pain and hurt from it just as surely as if you jump off of a high place, the law of gravity will pull you down. Never up. Never. And never can we take. And can we ever come from intentions of anger and hatred and division and expect greatness to come from that? And whatever's happened in the past, it's not our job to completely erase everything. I think as time goes, we're going to have to decide what's most important to erase or to recontextualize if possible. And in the meantime, I think that we have to realize that in order to get to the freedom that we experience, that the land, that people are still getting in boats and planes and whatever it takes to get to this country now, today, that this freedom comes from the heart. It comes from saying, if I'm not going to live free, I don't want to live any other way. Because if I'm living imprisoned in my life in some socialist, communist, fascist state, there's a part of me that's already dead, and that freedom is that part. And that's in your heart. So look, that's all I have to say about that for now. I would love to hear your thoughts about what America means to you. On this day, July 4th, 2020, it's never meant more to me than it does right now. Never, 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 never. And I've never been more grateful than I am at this moment to be alive, to be in the United States of America, as imperfectly imperfect as it is. It's perfect for me. And I want to continue to be a voice of positive change. And I want to be a voice of support. And I want to be a voice for one of the most important things that we can develop, which is a sense of awareness of what's possible for us. Not just, oh, I can do more, but what do I need to do? Who do I need to be around? What are my thought processes? Because that's when real change happens, when you can say, I realized when I heard the truth that my old beliefs are false, and I can no longer hold those beliefs. I have to let them go. I realized I've been living a lie. And many of us have had that happen, and it's not our fault, it's not our parents' fault, it's not the school's fault. They're telling us what they know. But it starts at the top. The top means leadership. Be a leader. You are a leader. I respect your leadership. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Use it responsibly. Your power is not meant to master other people. Your power is meant to develop mastery and knowledge and awareness over yourself. That's freedom. That's freedom. That is freedom. Happy Independence Day to you. You mean everything to me. Thank you. Have a great day. So long for now. Timmy, out.